Hello again. Amazement and disbelief have been expressed at the idea spoken of by the new American president that both Canada and Greenland might be incorporated into the United States. Those of us who value Anglo-Saxon culture and civilization should welcome such a development. History teaches us that empires and spheres of influence in the world are never fixed. They are always either increasing or waning. When they do begin to decline, their collapse is often precipitous. One remembers the Roman Empire, which never had stable boundaries. It grew until it surrounded the Mediterranean basin and then shrank. Once it began to shrink, the European Dark Age began, as the empire's former territory was overrun. The same thing, of course, happened with the British Empire, and we can also think of many spheres of influence, informal empires, if you like, where the same thing may be observed. We currently live in a world where the American sphere of influence is immense, stretching from the coast of China to the Arctic Circle, from Western Europe to the Middle East. America is sometimes referred to as the world's policeman. Although this is not an empire in the old sense of the word, America does not hesitate to use military force to patrol the edges of its sphere of influence. For many of us, this is hugely reassuring because America represents Western civilization, the broadly Christian culture which emerged after the Enlightenment of the late 18th century, a culture which believes in science and democracy. In other parts of the world, Russia and China, say, or Iran, there are very different views about things such as democracy and free speech. If America's sphere shrinks, those other nations will be swift to fill the gap. I view such a development with horror. Since empires cannot remain stable in their boundaries, this is almost an historical law, then I would far sooner that the bounds of the United States should be increasing rather than falling. And because of that, I view the idea of the acquisition of Canada and Greenland with enthusiasm. Indeed, I hope that this increase in power and influence is not just international, but interplanetary. Elon Musk has declared his intention of starting a colony on Mars. Let us hope that it is a colony under the auspices of the United States. We are, I hope, seeing a resurgent America, a force for good, which will ensure the survival of our civilization.